Hey, here we are in Palm Valley at the end of week 4, and it's ticking along really fast. I can't believe how fast it's going, but it's amazing. We're having such a good time. It's brilliant. So,
but we have slowed down a lot.
Yep.
I think from after we left Victoria, we kind of sped out of Victoria, really, didn't
yeah, and a good thing as it turns out.
we?
Yeah.
We had been thinking of all our friends and
Stuck
family in
back
Victoria
in lockdown again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But feeling kind of thankful that we left when we did and have been able to keep travelling. So we started out in Kings Canyon this week.
Yep.
Started our end of the first month in Kings Canyon, and that just blew me away. I thought
Kings Canyon was amazing. Just from the campsite, you just sit there and look at the sunset, and it was amazing. And then the walks around there were fantastic. So again, we had Mum and Dad with us, so we started with the
Kings Creek walk. And the thing I loved about that with the budgerigars were just... I didn't realise budgerigars were native to Australia.
Yeah.
But these gorgeous tiny little green budgerigars that we just...
And little finches, but more so the budgerigars.
Quite a lot of love on
Yeah.
that walk, wasn't there? They were all kissing
and you know,
putting their wings around each other
and that. So yeah, but it was all going on, and it was beautiful to see. Beautiful little birds, and very vocal.
Very active.
Yeah.
They would fly almost at you and then just divert just as they're about to hit you sometimes.
Yep. And the way the walk, the actual track and the timber work and all that's been done on the boardwalk at the end is just... They've done such a good job, the viewing platform. It's amazing. And it just blends beautifully with the environment. It's not... Some of these viewing platforms you get to and they're kind of just plonked there and they're a bit of an eyesore, but this was just beautifully done, beautiful timber and that sort of thing. It was really, it was spot on.
It might have been iron. Anyway, whatever it was,
I don't know.
it looked beautiful. And you looked up into the canyon walls, which was just spectacular.
Amazing. So, and you could look up and you see all the rim, which then the next day we were on our own. We went and did the rim walk, and that.
So that was.
How far was that?
Was that
6 k's?
6 k's. I think that was 6 k's. But then when you do the extra walk into the Garden of Eden and walk out to Collier Lookout. No, I think it was Collier something. Anyway, the lookout. We'll put the notes down below.
Yeah.
It was that added to the trip, added to the length of it. So I think when we got back, we had actually done about 9 kilometres.
Yeah.
But remember that's also because we have to do circle after circle after circle, so Adrian can take photos. Yes.
Yeah.
This is what happened.
Yeah, but you're as guilty too with your videoing, and you got to read everything.
I have to read every single board. Yeah, and then we stop. Yeah. Anyway, but the rim walk is probably one of the most stunning walks we've done anywhere. And again, the way I don't know whether it's the Northern Territory government or the Rangers or who, but the way they've laid it out and the way the path just blends into the environment but is easy to follow. It's just beautiful. Hard walk up, the steps up.
It was hard.
But well worth it.
Yep.
Right. Just have to walk off the edge there apparently. Kathleen Springs.
Kathleen Springs was nice, but I mean, probably for me, after we've done those other 2 walks, it was kind of a bit of But it was actually the actual walk is lovely. And if you did that walk first, it's probably a good one to start with, because by the time you've done the others, that one's kind of perhaps less impressive for the actual gorge, rock faces kind of things. But the peace and tranquility at that rock pool, waterhole at the end.
Yeah, that's
it's just
true.
magic to sit there. And if you bought like a, I don't know if you're allowed to bring a glass of champagne or a little platter or something and sat out there.
I don't think so. But you could take I don't know.
Alcohol's it's a touchy thing in the Northern Territory.
Take kombucha or a thermos of tea
and just sit down with a cheese platter or something and just be in the moment and the silence and the peace and quiet. Listen to the budgies again, and it's just a beautiful place to just sit and
Chill
get
out.
in your own thoughts and enjoy life. So,
Yeah.
but the actual walk was nice, but the real beauty was being at that waterhole at the end.
Yeah.
It was quite a special place. I think it was something about a serpent and the water serpent or something.
Yeah.
The tail at the end. You read the boards. I just photographed things.
Yeah, I can't remember.
And this is the problem. Di reads so many boards, they all blend into one. She can't remember. The bits of one story blend with another. So anything Di says on any of these things could come from 15 different information boards, all blended into one.
Yeah.
So
But there's truth in there somewhere.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's it.
And then we took the Marini Loop around. We're heading towards Alice Springs.
Yeah,
but we
bounced our
decided
way
we'd
from
do the hard
Kings Canyon to
the off-road
Hermannsburg.
version.
Yep.
And took the Marini Loop. So through Aboriginal land, you need to get your
Need to get a permit.
your permit again, which is $6 or something.
$6.50 at
And,
just at Kings Canyon.
and gives you a
or
really-
Hermannsburg, you can get it. Yeah.
It gives you a really interesting little booklet on things to see, do,
Yep.
and what you can and can't do.
It is a bit of a rough, corrugated, bumpy road, but you just sort of find your speed. Let your tyres down. Always let your tyres down.
But it was worth it to come to Palm Valley.
Yeah.
I was a little hesitant because full-on four-wheel driving in, and I didn't know how we'd go with that. As it turns out, the road to the campground is
It's pretty good.
not too
Yeah,
bad.
it's really good.
Not
Yeah,
too
it's
bad. You wouldn't
easy,
get
easy
a,
to do.
um,
Yeah.
a-
You wouldn't get a caravan,
a non-off-road.
a non-off-road van through.
Van.
But they often drive normal two-wheel drives in here, like Falcons and that sort of thing. Get into the campground, so it's okay. There's a few river crossings and ruts and bumps and that, but nothing you can do. But I wouldn't do it with a caravan, but with
But
an
also
off-road
check
van,
at
you do it.
Hermannsburg before you come down.
Yeah, because conditions can change on
Yeah.
a daily basis. So
Yeah.
but it's been beautiful here. It's been magic, and there's some fantastic walks here. What was the first walk we did out to Palm Valley, and you stop off at Cycad Gorge,
Cycad Gorge,
Yeah.
and then we did the Araucania.
which is the shorter. There's two walks when you get into Palm
2
Valley.
kilometre 2 kilometre walk around Palm Valley. To be honest, I would just walk into the gorge.
Yeah. The real spectacular part is just walking through the gorge. So I would do the first part of the Araucaria walk and just walk through the gorge and then walk back through the gorge.
But in saying that, we had walked the 4 kilometres down to the
gorge,
to the
yeah.
gorge. So then to probably do an extra 2 kilometres for us, knowing that we had 4 kilometres back,
yeah.
was a lot for not as much reward up the top. It was beautiful, but not quite as much reward. So we would just do the gorge walk. If you drove down, maybe you'd think differently, I guess. Anyway, but the cabbage palms down there are just beautiful, and the cycads in Cycad Gorge.
It's such a unique environment because it's
Get out and walk
there's
around
a unique set of
there.
conditions that allow these cabbage palms to remain there. They're ancient. It's an ancient landscape, so it looks like you've stepped back, 3 million years in time. It's really fascinating walking through there.
Just beautiful. And then from the campground, there's the lookout that you can do the Kalaranga lookout, which we went to for sunset.
And that's spectacular. And at sunset, spectacular. You get a nice sunset.
Again.
It's absolutely beautiful. So definitely recommend that the lookout walk. And then what was the other loop one we did?
So the loop walk we did was the Ampara walk, which was about 5 kilometres, and it started out and
it's a bit of a slow burn at the start. It's kind of like you're walking along going, it's nice, but it's okay. You come past the ranges, sort of.
Come past that funny little Wi-Fi hotspot.
Oh, the Wi-Fi hotspot where you can stick
Kind
your
of
phone.
worth it so
There's
you
nothing
can get
electrical about it. Apparently, it's just a dish, and the dish just channels phone signals down onto this one little thing you put your phone on. If you've got Telstra, if you have Optus, forget it. It ain't channeling any Optus signals. There are no Optus signals there to channel. But Telstra, happy days. Your phone doesn't work, and then you remove it an inch onto this platform, and suddenly it springs to life. 1 bar, but probably enough to send a few messages.
I was able to get messages, I think. I sent some messages, I think they went. We'll know.
We don't know because
next
then
time
we left
have,
the Wi-Fi
we have
hotspot.
service, I guess.
Yeah.
But that walk, when you
come around the bend and get into the Fink River, from the Fink River through, it really starts to, and then
it's like an
then
amphitheatre.
it just,
It's just
blows your mind after
spectacular.
that. It's
And
a
then
beautiful walk.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And then
Yeah.
you come up over the rock face,
Yeah,
over the crevices.
climb up over, yeah. And then around past the lookout again, so it brings you back around past that lookout, but the back side of the lookout.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a
That-
beautiful walk
that was
too.
spectacular,
That was
the
I reckon
views.
nearly probably on par with the Rim Walk.
I
and
think so too.
Kings
I think
Canyon.
so too.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And you know, here's the thing: you hear at a campsite, and it's so affordable. It's $6
Each.
60. Yeah, so like I said, I think it's on par with the Kings Canyon Rim Walk. It was just stunning, one of the most amazing walks I've ever done.
When you get
Beautiful.
to the top there and you look out over the kind of entire valley area.
Yeah, there are parts of it that kind of
just-
reminded me. I've never been, but even with another couple, Dave and Amanda, and I said to Dave at the top, it kind of reminds me of pictures I've seen of Monument Valley. Just the formation. He goes, yeah, it is very Monument Valley like. He says.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just amazing.
It was funny meeting Dave and Amanda because we took off saying we're not going to talk to anyone today
Yeah,
because we've
'cause
got too much to
talk
do.
to people, we've got so-
and we
and we
always
get-
stop and chat, and then
A
we
2-hour
run out
walk
of
becomes a
time.
5-hour walk as we
Yep.
stop and chat to people and exchange ideas, which is brilliant. But we had so many
love
things to
it.
do, but
And-
didn't get done.
No,
'Cause we met two
bumped
awesome
into,
people
We
and,
bumped into Dave and Amanda and sat on the rocks chatting for about an hour,
for an hour,
and then walked back
and then walked with them,
and
and then sat by their campfire at night. And so so that was another day that went begging for jobs, but another day spent with meeting
Awesome
fantastic
people.
people,
Yep.
and you make friends and you meet people along the way, and it's
Yep.
it's
So,
fantastic.
our 2-hour walk became about a 4-hour
Yeah.
4-hour walk.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah. Anyway, worth it.
yeah.
And my other highlight here was so we did the we must look very needy, I think. We did the Palm Valley walk, and we walked there and
yeah,
walked
yes,
back.
yes.
And on the walk down there, we met these 4 people who had driven down.
Yep.
And on the way back, they drove past us as we were walking back to
Yep,
camp,
and
they
offered us a ride.
no, they didn't offer us a ride. That was a different couple. The 4 people that we saw had 4
Yeah.
people in the
That's
car.
right,
So they
yeah,
didn't
no
have,
ride, yeah.
There was no, they couldn't pick us up. And maybe they felt guilty about not picking us.
No,
us
no,
up.
no,
Who
I-
knows? Anyway, they said they'd put the kettle on for us, which we
Yeah.
laughed and said, great. And then as we came past their campsite on the way in,
Yep.
they yelled out,
Kettle's on,
And we
come
said,
in for a
"Oh."
drink.
We
So-
said, we haven't had lunch, we need to go back and have lunch. And they go, no, we've got cheese and biscuits
We got cheese
here.
and biscuits,
Come on.
so we went in
So-
for tea, cheese and biscuits. I had a beer. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Spent a couple of hours sitting there,
Sitting there chatting to these
chatting
amazing
to them,
people
enjoying
as well.
their beautiful hospitality
Yeah.
for us.
And that's
fantastic.
just, I think that I've found that a lot, especially in these sort of more national park campsites where there's obviously less perhaps facilities and that sort of thing. You don't have kitchens and camp kitchens and all that stuff. But actually even in Broken Hill and that, some of the people we chatted to
Yep.
in the
in the camp
in the
kitchen.
campgrounds, I just
Yeah.
found it really fascinating just how friendly and warm and that everyone is, and up for a chat and exchanging information and ideas, and that it's fantastic. So it's
Yep.
one of the things I love about travel like
Yeah.
this. So
All right, that's it.
Yep.
End of week 4.
yep, we
Till next
will
time.
see you next time we chat. We will be on the Garrow Junction Road or at the end of the West McDonald's. So yeah, who knows? Over and out. Cheers.
See ya.
10-4.